We're gonna do Spider-Man next, starting with a filbert brush. If you don't have a filbert, you should though. This should have come in your starter kit. You can use a round brush. A filbert is nice though, gets a little more coverage for what we're starting with. We're gonna do a filbert with white to get ready to do Spider-Man's eye. And I'm gonna show two different variations of this. The first one I'll show is a quicker one over just one eye, and then I'll show another one with two eyes. So we're gonna take your white, starting, think right off the corner and then down a bit. That's where I'm starting. I wanna do a nice sharp point, following the same technique, thin, thick. So we're gonna go thin, lay it down thick, and I'm going cutting right through the eyebrow to go up and make that Spider-Man eye. So thin, thick, thin, thin, thick, thin. Now, since we're here in South Carolina and it's pretty hot out, we're not gonna fill in the whole eye. I'm just gonna round it off right here over the top of the eyebrow, and that's as close as I'm gonna go to the eye. Some people like to fill it all the way in. I find that it's best to leave it there. So when they're hot and sweaty, we don't want it too close to the eye. And I'm just gonna fill that in. And that should be pretty quick. Using the same brush, I'm gonna get it ready with red. And I'm gonna start from the same point that I did with the eye, and I'm gonna bring it up and left in the middle of the forehead. So that's kind of my stopping point, up and left. And then I'm gonna bring it back in toward the eye. And now I'm just gonna fill that in. I'm gonna get ready with some more red to do the other side. And I'm gonna start from here. I'm gonna bring it down to the bottom, bring it out and up. And I know it's kind of hard to see what it would actually look like because with this template we don't have any more room over here. But to be totally honest, it doesn't really matter the shape of this red. You just want to get some red coverage as the background for the webs that we're gonna do. So it doesn't totally matter where this part comes out. Okay, now I'm going to take my thin round brush, which in my case is a round number 3. I'm gonna get that ready with black. This time you don't need to have the ball at the end of the brush. You just want it to be nice and loaded up because we're gonna use black for the rest of this design with this brush. Now I'm gonna start at the corner. Some people like to start at the top. I like to start down here. And this part you really wanna make sure they're sitting nice and still for you because one little smear with this black does kind of make the whole thing look off. So for this part, just really make sure that they're nice and steady before you start. I'm gonna go thin at the bottom of the eye, thick, and I'm outlining the white part, ending thin. Thin, thick, and thin. Okay, now that the eye is outlined, I'm gonna get ready to do the webs. And to do that, I'm gonna start right in the middle, using that as my focal point, using the edge of the red that I laid down as my focal point. So I'm gonna go thin, thin, again, thick, and leaving a nice thin line to finish that web. Starting from the same point, I'm gonna go here, up and out, and then the opposite, here, down and out, here, down and out. Depending on the kid's face, you might have to stop there. There might not be enough room. If there is a bit of room, you can do one more little one right here. And that's it. Less is more. You don't want to overdo it with these. Now to finish off this side, I'm going to do the webs, making a U, making sure the dip is going down. Dip down. Same thing, less is more. I'm going to do 2 and I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to overdo it. And this side I'm only going to do 1. I'm going to do 2 and 2. And again, don't want to overdo it. I'm going to do the same thing mirrored on the other side. So picture here, I'm going across, here, down and out, up and out. Again, in real life, you would have more room there, but working with what we got to scale, I'm gonna make those U's. Doing 1 up here, I'll do 2 down here, and 1 over here. Again, depending on the face, if you have more room, you could do 1 more up there. Just for this purpose, I'll show you. In some cases, you might not have enough room. And it looks a little bunched up and crowded here again, because we don't have much room on his face, but in real life, this would be more spread out. So that's going to be Spider-Man with 1 eye.